This is an interesting keep. It's not very good, especially if they get a turn 1 mana dork. But I do like Ephemerate with the Claim Jumper. It's just normally like a protection spell, but if you flicker a Claim Jumper, get more lands. Oh, nice. And a Beezer as well. Going second with a Beezer in hand is great. When you're ahead, Beezer's just not so great, obviously. Looks like they've got quite a small, not small, a slow hand, which is nice. So annoyingly, we don't... Do we want to play Claim... We might want to play Claim Jumper just because they've got stuff. And we also have the Ephemerate. So it depends what we want, right? We can Ephemerate that later on, or we can Ephemerate the Beezer later on. It really doesn't really matter too much. Tap another untapped creature. It gains indestructible. And then overrun. Creatures get +X/+X with X as the greatest power among creatures you control. Wow. That is actually a really powerful card. Is it any surprise? Monster Mentor. Nice. I think we're in a very commanding position now, though. Once white gets to like 5-6 mana, it's going to be great. And I know they have access to stuff as well. Cavalier of Thorns, interesting. So they're going to get an extra land here, which takes a land count to 6, which means they're 2 above me. So if I Ephemerate the Claim Jumper, we actually get 2 lands. So let's do that. They'll give it indestructible. And then we flicker the Claim Jumper. And we also get a little dude as well whilst we do it, which is kind of nice. I cannot complain. Yeah, just a little bit of flicker synergy here and there goes a long way in white, because white struggles with card advantage. So it's nice to get something like this. I've just realised, actually, this actually triggers... If they had loads more lands than us, we would have got 4 in total, because it's going to happen again in our upkeep. But rebound. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. There's... I guess we cast it anyway, because we get a free dude. Okay. It's cool to see the Odric has Lemon in the bin, though, I have to say. Oh my goodness, that's great as well. Let's exile one of their guys. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for them now. Especially because we have Convoke. And the Wandering Emperor. So... yeah, I think we can still attack with those, because we still have these 3 guys and 2 lands for the Convoke. And she has Flash. How are they going to get out of this one? Mono green. Do they have a solution? Tyvar plus big creature powers might be strong, but we have the Season of the Burrow to exile their stuff. Let's see what they do. This being a 10/10 is kind of irritating, but yeah, as I said, Season the Burrow just makes light work of any permanents. In fact, it's a very, very strong card. 5 mana to get rid of 2 permanents is very strong. And yes, they draw cards, but if it's going to win you the game anyway, it doesn't really matter. So here she comes to protect her guys. We could even just go Archangel Elspeth, put 2 counters on her. 10 flying, although that has reach, actually. So let's just do this. I think that works out just as well, because we're going to Alpha here. Also, Allosaurus Shepherds gets weaker too. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. That was really fun. For me. Hello there and welcome to to another episode with me, MTG Josh. Today we're looking at the Wandering Rescuer from Duskmourn, one of the few cards that I like the look of in this set, and it's mono white, which is something that a lot of people might not be too inclined to make, but I like the card because it's got Flash, Convoke, Double Strike, other tap creatures you control have hexproof. Many abilities, and it's a very defensive spell at first when it comes down. You can protect some of your tapped creatures, perhaps, so late game you can attack with her and make your force of soldiers rather powerful. And in the meanwhile, if you perchance slide one of these beautiful weapons onto the field, you'll be getting double triggers because she has double strike herself. And then if she dies, invoke Justice to bring her back to put 4 counters on her, which is kind of delightful. She'll be smacking in with a 7-8 body with double strike, which is quite formidable. Some new cards of note from the latest set. Unwanted Remake, Destroy Target Creature Manifest Dread. It's pretty interesting. I'd like to experiment with this. 1 mana just to kill any creature is quite delightful. Its controller Manifest Dread is a bit risky if they get something a bit powerful and something that was a bit unprepared for. You might be in for a bit of a shock. Furthermore to that, we also have Dollmaker's Shop, which is a creepy piece of artwork, which says whenever one or more non-toy creatures you control attack a player, create a 1/1 toy, and then whenever you unlock the other side, obviously you can play the side that you choose, but if you choose Dollmaker's Shop and then go into Porcelain Gallery, creatures you control have base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control, so it makes your creatures as big as how many creatures you have, so it's creatures squared basically, and it's quite delightful. We've also got Overlord of Mistmores, which is a creepy mofo. It's a Titan, of course. Whenever it enters or attacks, create 2/1 white insect creature taken with flying. And it's got an impending, so if you pay 4 mana, it comes in as an enchantment and suddenly becomes a big old spooky boy. And I think that's how it works anyway. But yes, that's most of the new cards from the latest set. It's a very fun deck. I think Mono White doesn't get enough of a chance to shine in the limelight, given how many blue-black players there are and how people just poo-poo all over the white colour, but I think Mono White's quite delightful indeed, and I will use it over and over again until I'm satisfied. But look at her, she's absolutely gorgeous. I will say that I do believe it's a bit unusual that I believe her ethnicity has been whitewashed. I do believe she was Japanese in earlier sets, but she does positively look a bit more Caucasian now. Now, whenever I've made an Asian observation like this before, I've been accused of being racist. Well, F you to anyone saying that. It's simply an observation. I made an observation prior to this a few months ago that Chandra's ethnicity was changed recently in her appearance too. But I am half Asian myself. I have the half Asian race card. I can say things like that, and I'm not even being racist. I'm just saying, you know what? It's fine. But I think we need more Asians. More Asians. Either way, she looks quite delightful, and I would. But yes, absolutely delightful rendition, Japanese or Caucasian. Give it to me either way. Baked, fried, sliced and boiled, just like potatoes, delightful in every shape and form is the Wanderer. But yes, it is a bit unusual considering that Planeswalkers do have origins. They had a set called Magic Origins, and if you're going to adhere to the said origins, then maybe keep the characters consistent. That is, of course, what people like about lore, is the accuracy in which it is told in the future. Now, this is a bit of a rant, but I think it's good to keep things how they are. Now, many people argue, oh, it's just a fantasy thing, and yes, it is just a fantasy thing. But then, if it doesn't matter, then why change it at all? Okay, opponent going first with Tiamat, but we have Sentinel into Flowering, which is always just a lovely two-hit kind of punch, really. Makes all their spells cost 1 to 2 more. Oh, we even draw 1 just for that. Beautiful. So we could actually Fragment Reality that if we wanted to. But I think I'm more happy with just doing this and ensuring to get consistency. We can actually get rid of it. Still, ooh, Selvala, interesting. So if we claim Jumper here, yeah, we'll go for Loyal Warhound first. Lots of Rampy. Wow, we actually draw a card for that as well. That is actually awesome. We must kill her because she's powerful. Oh, they get a Ramper anyway. but it's nowhere near as good. So now I'm a bit worried because we have far less. We don't have any removal. Ancient Copper Dragon. Oh boy, if that hits us, we're going to be in a world of hate. Don't know what to do now. If that hits us, were they going to get D20 treasures? That's not good. We don't have any removal. 4, 5, 6. Zergo and Ojutai. We keep drawing cards though. Flying Haste. Oh god. See, the thing is, do they realise we're going to swing in here with loads on the way back? I don't know, but they're going to get so much mana now, aren't they? Okay, fair enough. 8. Oh no, that means they can go for Tiamat. Oh well, it's a spectacular loss, to be fair. It's pretty intense. I kind of like games like this. It's just like creatures smashing each other. They're quite fun games. Wow, they're going to use Settle as well. Do they give us a card? They give us a card. Unwanted Remake. That's pretty good. That's a kill spell. Let me think about this for a second. So they can go for Tiamat. Okay, so that's going to come in. They're going to get a hell of a lot of dragons. Do we win, though? Because we have so we got 5, 10. Yeah, we win. We win on the swing back. So they have loads of cool dragons, but they cannot get past. All of our attackers. Although they will get to Manifest Dread. They will get to Manifest Dread. So that is something to be concerned with. I think we still do it though, don't we? Face down card. So we don't know what that is. Swinging. They have to block the Wandering Emperor or they die. It was a Cultivate. Damn, we were going to be 1 over. They're going to have 10 on the way back, and they've got haste as well. Yeah, we definitely die on the way back. Oh well. Do we need to ephemerate anything? None of our guys have got flying. 10. No haste. No haste. No haste. That's got haste. Interesting. That's got haste. Oh, the Arena of Glory. Yeah, okay. Damn. That's a damn shame. Damn shame. Yeah, Arena of Glory. Oh, well. We died to cool dragons. -2. It was a close game. The Manifest Dread thing is good. The Unwanted Remake is pretty good. But I just think giving them a blocker in return, was that the right play? Would it have been better to... No, it would have been the same because that's still 7 haste. And that was 7 coming in anyway. But if we'd done that in their turn, would that have made a difference? I don't know. Sadly, we didn't have anything else to do. Oh, well. Right, I'm going to keep this hand. Because we have so much enchantment removal, and this is going to be an enchantment-y deck, we just have to make sure we get lands. But if we do, we can consistently kill... That's going to kill a creature, kill artifact enchantment, get rid of all of them. Nice. I think I'm in a good position. Enduring Innocence is kind of a cool new card as well. Whenever small creatures come in, you draw a card, and then when this dies, it becomes an enchantment with that ability. Very nice. Now we're hitting all the stuff. Let's kill the relic. You know what? I probably could have even risked going for the Enduring Innocence there, because we would have actually drawn a card if Loran came in afterwards. But It might all be mute, given that we have a farewell. We'll see how it goes. They're going to give it hexproof, which is very annoying. But they don't attack. I mean, given we have so many things, it's very tempting to just not do anything, really. When we have a farewell, we kind of have to work around it. And also because their deck is going to go wide in so many different ways. And I actually don't mind making each of us draw a card here, because I know that I can get rid of the things we give them with the farewell. It's just they have blue mana, so that could be a bit of a risk factor here. And Esper players are a bit edgy. They like to counter stuff. Pull of the Mist Moon. Now that is stupidly risky. Because that's going to exile this, but if this comes back, we get to destroy something else. They might have wanted to force me playing the Wandering Rescuer there. I think I'm actually going to feign here. I'm basically going to sacrifice these two things. Oh, we'll see. So I played two things. I've basically played everything out. And we'll see how they handle their turn. I want them to kind of tap out. Leyline of Sanctity. Interesting. So that also exiles. Right, so now the farewell is going to be incredible. Let's see if we can resolve this. Okay, so that plan actually worked pretty damn well. And we also get to draw a card. Very nice. And we get an Urza Silex as well. We've just got an absolute god hand versus this player. Their deck it hits on so many different tangents, and we can somehow deal with all of them. We've basically made a really awesome white control build, apparently, in this game. Touch the Spirit Realm. Okay, so they're going to go for Lauren again. I don't know if that's the right choice, really. Cool. So now we can just bait them out with the Urza Silex. Either they have removal for this, or they don't. Either way, it's going to slow them down. If they commit more stuff to the board, what are they doing? They're just playing stuff now. So now activate this before enduring in its attacks, because if this attacks, dies, then becomes an enchantment, then I won't get it back. So yeah, we'll go for a big Elspeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to come in. We're going to draw a card. Oh no, actually we don't draw. Oh, that came in after. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. We probably didn't have to play that land there. We lost that land, didn't we? Yeah, that's a shame. That doesn't have any ward or anything. They're probably getting fed up now, the amount of removal we have.
I am ancient and wise.
It is kind of bonkers. How lucky we've been. So now we can just start committing stuff to the board. Now they haven't quit either, which is telling me they probably have some big hitters themselves. Ganardanos. On me. Shock Typhoon. That is going to be annoying, I have to say. We get to draw. Cold Steel Heart. Nice. White. Procession. Man, we are going to have some crazy follow-ups to our next turn. We are going to make so many tokens. Now, I normally would be worried of a board wipe or something, but they've played a Shark Typhoon, so any creatures they play... Sorry, any Any creatures they make with Shark Typhoon will subsequently die as a result of any wipes. So them playing this has basically made me feel like, okay, I'll just do whatever the hell I want then. The only things I'm scared of are the two big things. Oh, okay. Cast out, to be fair. What they're going to target. They're going to target the Ugin. Sure.
Death comes for us all.
And they've got a 4/4. Here's the thing. The 4/4 dies to the Elspeth. Okay, that is kind of annoying. But the Declaration in Stone kills everything with the same name as well. That's actually pretty awesome. That is actually pretty crazy. Wow. This is wild. But obviously they're not quitting again. Maybe, you know what, if they have a farewell, then we are doomed. But if they have a farewell, we also get Ugin back. So they don't choose enchantments. Oof. Oh, that's a scarily good card. If a triggered ability of a permanent triggers, it triggers an additional time. Whoa, that's really cool with Shark Typhoon. If that was on the field, that would have got 2 7/7s. But yeah, damn, we got very lucky there. We just annihilated everything they had. Going against Chatterfang, I'm starting to think this deck's quite high ranked in terms of the weighting. Because I did face a Park earlier. Or as I like to call him, Pass. For Piece of Shizzle. Petit Ewok. This person can't spell. Petite. Unless that's... What's the French spelling of petite? Does the French spelling of petite keep the E? Although, oh no, they've... No, you see, this is my mistake. They've turned the E into an Ewok. So it's Petit Ewok. Petit Wok. You could take that different ways. Petit Wok. Create a food. Put counters on a creature. Maxes 1 plus the number of foods you control. Man, sagas these days do a lot, don't they? Did they miss a land drop? Looks like they did, actually. Because otherwise they would not have played the Deadly Dispute, I do believe so. Wow, I love Pearl Medallion. It just makes everything so much more powerful, doesn't it? That's a treasure. We play Worn Power Stone here. That means next turn we're going to have access to 4, 5, 6. 6 mana with discounts. That's going to be crazy good. That being a 2/2 regular human doesn't really bother me too much. Seeing a human in a squirrel deck is quite interesting because somehow a squirrel is 50% larger than a human in this case. This human looking pretty nonchalant. He has got a teapot in his hapsack or rucksack or ball sack. And a stick. The most straightest stick I've ever seen in my life. What other observations can I see? Doubling season. Well, whoop-de-doo. Luckily, we have a way around that. Loran? Do we care about Claim Jumper now? I don't know. We're definitely going to do this. We're just going to make them a bit upset and cry into the woods. We have so much mana. Oh, that was probably a misplay there, wasn't it? If I do this... I think we just go for the Wandering Emperor. Wandering Rescuer. That felt like a weird turn. I probably didn't need to do that. That was probably very wasteful, actually. Ah, well. I was distracted by my stupid spiel. Season the Burrow. Choose 5 paws. So we can create 5 rabbits. Exile non-permanent, they can draw a card. We can do that twice, or we can do return permanent with mana value 3 less when we go to the battlefield with indestructible. What the hell? I've actually never read that last part properly. Indestructible. That's quite wild. Heaped Harvest. Enters and sacrifice such library for a basic. So they're ramping into something. They've got something good. And perchance be it casualties of war. Green, green. Black, black. Okay. Do they have a way to kill this? Annihilating glare. Bloody hell. Heaped harvest is pretty damn good. 3 mana to basically get 2 lands. Looks like they're killing the Wandering Rescuer now. But you know what? That's fine. It means our Basri Cat just gets a bit more lethal. 6. Okay. So let's go for Claim Jumper. This is going to give us 2 lands here, which is kind of wild. We only have basics, sadly. Oh well. I should probably put in, I don't know, 1 or 2 things that are different types of lands. So we've got 3, 4, 5. I definitely want to go for Basri Cat.
If we work together, we can achieve peace.
Guardian Idol. Start taking up, making our creatures a bit bigger.
Trust in your abilities.
And having Vigilance is great. And 2 blockers for the Basri Cat. So somehow we have more lands than a Golgari deck. Now, if they play Casualties, we might just get annihilated. Although we do have Season the Borrow to bring something back. Everything we own is 3 mana or less. So bringing it back with this is actually kind of elite. And for 4 mana to bring something back and then exile something, that is kind of epic, right? That is pretty epic. If we are able to do that. It's a confusing design because there's only 5 cards in the game that have poor symbol things. So yeah, that's interesting. And I do wonder if it's going to be plane specific or maybe will it hop planes. Get a basic and a food. So when they get a food, they're going to get a squirrel. Okay, they thought quite a lot about that play, which makes me a bit worried. Chitter Spitter. That's powerful as well. Tempting to actually use this to maybe just kill those 2 and they draw 2 cards though. That's a lot of cards, isn't it? Exile 2 things and get a thing. They draw 2 cards. But then it is 2 things that are combo-y. I don't think it's actually worth it, to be honest. Both of those cards are just absolutely bonkers. But yeah, giving them 2 cards is not exactly something that I'm happy about doing.
Now is the time to strike.
I'm going to attack with those 2. Remember, the Wandering Rescuer has Flash. So there's no need to deploy her yet. Annoyingly, creatures with Vigilance do not synergize whatsoever with Wandering Rescuer. Unless, of course, they paid the Convoke. So they're just going to block. Okay. I do wonder if maybe giving them those 2 cards was too much. But it was getting rid of 2 very powerful quantities for 2 unknown quantities. And it feels a bit like Chaos Warp in that respect. But yeah. We had no other way of removing Chatterfang, so we just basically had to do that. Enters or dies, create a food token. And they did that before Chatterfang, which is interesting. Man, they have far too many cards. Come on, man. If you're playing Chatterfang, when it enters, create a food, and then they can sacrifice that. Creatures get +X with X number of food you control. Okay. And just loads and loads of squirrels, which is very annoying when we don't have trample. But again, they did all this without Chatterfang. Oh no. This is going to get very infuriating. I think they've misplayed quite a lot by not going for the Chatterfang first. Because now they've missed out on so many opportunities to create extra squirrel. Oh wow. Another Elspeth. Sorry, not another Elspeth, another Planeswalker. And then we're going to attack in. We've got 4 foods, so then give the whole team +4. Which is quite scary. Right, let's see what we've got. I want to sneeze so bad, guys. I want to sneeze so bad. Oh my goodness. Winter has cometh. And with winter comes horrendous things up the nostrils. Oh my goodness. So I think Elspeth was a pretty good card there. Now luckily this doesn't give trample. So I'm not actually that scared. But the pump is quite big. And foods have tap for green, which is also scary. Oh my god, that's actually crazy. I just realised because they can pay that multiple times. Oh no, they can't. Sacrifice it. Okay. Considering they only have like 2 cards, they are taking the sweet time, I have to say. I wouldn't like to go shopping with this person. When I go shopping, I'll just go in, pick up the things. Oh no. And then I'm out of the shop. This guy would just be going around the shop. Yeager. Interesting. Okay, so now we see their whole field. I don't really know what they can do. They can sacrifice they can't even sacrifice that food because it's tapped. They can do that, which pumps the team, no trample. They can't synergize with this. They can turn that into a 4/4. Something has really set me off in this room. Okay. Loads and loads of things. Now, we have a Bazriket ultimate, which is going to be very difficult for them to get through. Especially if we can combine it with Elspeth's ultimate as well. So 100%. We're going to use the ultimate here.
All back. We will be found worthy together.
And then we could just minus to kill the Yeager. Because that is going to get scary. We lose the claim jumper as well. But I just want to get him out of the way, to be honest. Yeah, that felt like a lot, but yeah, I wanted to do that just to get him off. So pre-combat, we get some stuff.
move as Oketra's word grows our cause.
And do we just... We're going to die to the swingback, actually, aren't we? I've just realised. Yeah, because they've got 4 tokens. I think we have to be a bit more defensive here. Maybe we just attack with the Guardian Idol. Okay. That's actually made it worse because I get +5 now. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Suddenly I just realised that this could actually just potentially kill us, couldn't it? Damn it. So that would be +5 on all. So 5 times 5, that's +25. So we would have to block 100%. And we would also have terrible blocks. I feel like if we had attacked with the One Ring Rescuer, then we would have had to actually... Oh, they're just going to get rid of the food. Exile target player's graveyard. Okay. That's an interesting card to have in a squirrel deck. I guess it's just Bajuka Bog on a creature. Malevolent Rumble, real top 4, put a permanent card from an empty hand and put the rest in graveyard, create an Eldrazi. Oh my goodness, there's so many things that just create extra things. And weirdly, out of everything on their field, I'm mostly scared of this Knight of Sweet's Revenge. It's actually really difficult to break through with mono white because there's not that many trample enablers. Maybe finding a way to give her trample would be good. So they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana left. Jeez, but they've just got an army of infinite blockers, haven't they? Oh, this sucks so bad. Oh, damn it. I don't know how I'm going to get through this without some kind of removal. They're going to win this game. Unless we get something very, very powerful. They're going to attack with the Cauldron Familiar. I suppose they can just sacrifice a food to bring it back and gain some life. Siege Veteran. Okay, more ways. Oh, that's fine. More ways to get counters, I guess. Whenever an untoken soldier you control dies. Okay. Well, we don't actually have any non-token soldiers, do we? We need some keyword abilities, guys. They've got so much defense. So pre-combat. Put a counter on something. I guess we'll put it on there. It might force their hand to use Chatterfang. No? Okay.
Move as your allies will support you.
I'm actually just going to alpha here. We need to start aggressing because we're not going to be able to push through. Otherwise, they're making far too many things. They sacrificed that to... Interesting. That's -1 blocker now. Well, they have to block. That's definitely for sure. They can't kill any of the smaller stuff because the One Ring Rescuer protects them with hexproof. So this is actually a pretty interesting spot to be. They can sacrifice squirrels. For sure. I think we may have just died from their sheer amount of attack force on the way back, although, I have to say. They're going to double block one? No, I was going to say. They keep misclicking. They keep clicking the top creature. Oh my goodness. This is painful. Really is painful. It's not that hard. Just block enough to not die. And then probably kill me on the swing back. So I would have got 5 blockers. They've got 4 foods. Plus 4 and everything. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers. I would have got 5 blockers. 3 come through. That might just be shy, actually, but... Wow. It's kind of annoying. They can block and they can kill. But now what? They're holding priority as well? Oh, because they have a treasure? Interesting maths they just did there. Okay. Damn. They did a lot there. Okay. I'm upset by this. I don't like the way they've just crawled back because Chatterfang gives them so much advantage for them. Like, look at the mythic. That's a mythic. This is a mythic. And mine costs 5 mana, but it doesn't do anywhere near as much of stuff as that. So here comes the pump, and we only have 3 blockers. So yeah, they beat us with an uncommon. Uncommon Night of Sweet's Revenge. There's probably some plays there that I could have done differently. But I feel like it was so stacked against me, you know, not having any removal. Yeah, that's a real shame. And they won with 3 tokens, basically. Okay, doesn't even matter how we block here. Cool, that's a shame. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.